Hey, I have a question for you all. Do you feel stuck or do you feel like you're doing the same thing over and over again, day after day? Well, today on Girl Talk with Virginia, we are still in our episodes and three series episodes of Be More. Last week we dealt with Be More Accomplished. Today we're going to deal with Be More Adventurous. So think about this. A while back, I realized that if you don't put some spark and some reignition, if that's even a word, into your dreams, the adventure of your go getter lifestyle will be over. And the key is that you want to keep the spark into your goals and aspirations because when you don't, you lose motivation, you lose drive, and you lose your vision. So you have to continue to be more adventurous. When I graduated from college with my bachelor's in English in 2000, I felt like I had been drained. I felt like I had no life into my life. I felt like I was just stuck. My routine was kids, work, school. Kids, work, school. Once again, kids, work, school. Lifeless, adventurous. I just was always on my hustle, trying to do what I needed to do to be successful. And it was draining. So I finally realized that it was time for me to, number one, reward myself. And when I say reward myself, I mean that you have to go after what makes you happy for once. I had to work, school, job. It was for me, but at the same time, I was doing what I needed to do to make sure my kids had what they needed as growing up so that they didn't have lack. So I was always doing the work, kids, school. At the same time, I had to realize that I had to stop and find my joy because that routine of doing those strenuous tasks over and over again was killing my joy. And yes, you have to do those strenuous tasks of work, school, uh, kids, whatever your routine is. But at the same time, you have to reward yourself because if you don't, there's no adventure and there's no excitement in trying to reach those goals. And number two, you have to reinvent yourself. I don't mean go out and, do a full blown haircut, um, get your body chopped, all of those things. But what I do mean when I say reinvent yourself, is there something you always wanted to do, but never thought you should or could? You have to reinvent yourself. So those things that you had to put on the back burner because you had kids work in school, whatever your struggles and overwhelm may be, you have to reinvent those things that brought you joy. You have to put in some extra things so that you can balance the stressors that you have when you're trying to be successful. And that's the key of being adventurous is that you have to find that balance between priorities to make sure that you are successful and your family is successful. And at the same time, keeping the adventure and a spark in your life so that you do not get burnt out. You have to find the perfect balance between those two. And then number three is that you have to rewind yourself. Do you remember when you were in high school? And of course, in high school, you still had overwhelming tasks. You had exams, you had schoolwork, you had some people had jobs, you had sports and other extracurricular obligations that you were entitled to. But you had all of those stresses. But at the same time, you had the enjoyment of high school, the going to the dances, going after school to the mall with your friends, going to meet up somewhere to eat with your friends, going to hang out at a friend's house, whatever it was, you still had that balance. And when I say rewind yourself, it means you have to think back to that time. It could have been junior high school or high school when you had that balance. You still had the obligations and the goals and the responsibilities, but at the same time, you did things that kept it balanced because you still had the adventure in your life. You still was a go-getter. You still had dreams. You still lived life fearlessly, but you still had those things that brought you joy. And that's called balance. So this is what I want you to do. because it's time to be more adventurous. I want you to list out 3 things that you could do today or this week that can bring more adventure into your life. And you can use the 3 examples that I gave you. It can be to something that you can do to reward yourself, something that brings you joy. Maybe you need to do a regular manicure or pedicure or a regular spa day or regular just get out the house and just enjoy being away from your stressors. Reward yourself. Your second thing that you can have on your list is that you can reinvent yourself. What are some things that you thought you had to stop doing or that you couldn't do because you became an adult or that you became a mother or wife or whatever other responsibilities that you felt like you couldn't have the adventure and the joy that you had before? That's number 2. Number 3, write down something that can help you rewind yourself. You might have to think a little farther back, like me, back to 1990 when I was in high school. But I even thought about how I used to be in band and how I used to play an instrument and go to the games and be more adventurous. So, of course, I can't be in the band right now, but I can pick up music. I love music, so I listen to music a lot to rewind and find some adventures into myself. And I even go to my grandkids' games and everything to help me spark some of that adventure, to get out of the routine of just work, school, kids, whatever other obligations I have. That brings a lot of overwhelm. I had to find balance, and it's hard to do, but you need to reward yourself, reinvent yourself, and rewind so that you can find the adventure, put the adventure back into your life, because you do need a life of balance. You don't have to be all hustle, work, just goal oriented day after day, same routine, same structure, same stressors. You do need to balance it with some adventure of the things that bring you joy and fulfillment in life. So, this is what I did that helped me kind of like spark the adventure back into my life, even to re-spark it. Because sometimes, you spark it, then it fizzles out, then you have to re-spark it. So, this book, I don't know if you've ever read this book, Daring Greatly by Brene Brown, who is a great author, by the way. A lot of her books are about re-sparking yourself, finding your happiness again, looking into those things that keep you stuck. So this book, Daring Greatly, it has in her intro, she talks about some of the things she did to be adventurous or some of her strategies for being adventurous. But in the introduction, that part about being adventurous, she also talks about 10 guideposts for wholehearted living. And these 10 guideposts, it dealt with cultivating certain things into your life. And so when you cultivate things into your life that helps to meet your goals, and if your goal is to be more adventurous, to bring more joy and spark into your life, this book is a great read. And I made it easy to you because that is one of the things I love to do for people is I want to take as much stress and overwhelm out of your life. So if you look in the description of this video, you will see the link. That way you don't have to go Google it on Amazon or wherever else you buy your books, but you can just click the link, order the book, start reading, start putting more adventure back into your life. Be more. I hope this has really helped you to know that it's okay to still have your goals and still be goal oriented and successful and be a go-getter and living out your dreams. But at the same time, you need to have a little adventure, a little joy, a little fulfillment of the things that you like in your life in order to be balanced. That reduces stress and overwhelm. Also, I wanted to point out that I always have a lot of people who say, "Hey, Virginia, I enjoy your Girl Talk Virginia series. I enjoy your Facebook posts at Prosper Under Pressure. I enjoy your YouTube videos." They enjoy all of the things. They'll shoot me a little DM, right? Because I understand wanting to be confidential. But at the same time, this Prosper Under Pressure community is about sharing so that other people can grow from what you know and what you do so that we can grow together as a community. So I would love for you still can DM me, but I also want you to share your tips of what you've learned and how inspirational and how empowering these things through the Prosper Under Pressure community has been for you. So subscribe, like, rewatch, share, let everyone know that they can do it and they can be empowered and motivated to continue to their next level of success, to strive to live a life of calm and confidence, which is the mission of the Prosper Under Pressure community. So be sure to do that. Be sure to do the 3 things that you can implement today to help you be more adventurous, reward, rewind, and reinvent. Simple, simple, simple. If you forgot what to do, go back and rewatch the video. And you can always subscribe so that every time we have another empowering video, you will not be left out of the loop. So, last week, episode number 1 for the Be More series, we talked about being accomplished. I hope that really helped you to step out into your boldness. Go back and rewatch that video. Today, we dealt with being adventurous to help to bring that spark and spunk and enjoyment back into your day-to-day routine. And next week, episode number 3 of the Be More series, we're going to talk about being more at ease. I want to make sure you start feeling more relaxed, more calm, and more confident, and don't let your tensions and overwhelm take over your life. You work hard, you deserve it to be calm and confident and to continue growing with the lifestyle that you desire and deserve as always. Thank you for tuning in. It's Virginia Manning, as you all know, and Girl Talk with Virginia. And I hope to see you next week for our next video in the Be More series of being more at ease. So see you next week. And always be bold, be blessed, be a believer, and share the love, subscribe, and let us know that these Girl Talks and even the Prosper Under Pressure community has been an empowering time for you. So see you next week. Enjoy your day. Be bold, be blessed, be believer. And I love you all. Keep striving for more. Bye. Peace.